Happy New Year and welcome to Wander by Proxy, where women share their most beloved, life-changing travel stories. I'm Leah Fallon, and today we have Lauren Gay, who was invited to try out a new resort in Antigua completely solo. Here's Lauren.
So this amazing glamping resort, it's in Antigua and it's called Wild Lotus Camp. And one of the owners is a woman that lives in Britain half the year and Antigua half the year, named Vanetta. And she reached out to me just via email to tell me about, this awesome camp that they had. And they were looking to launch kind of a first of its kind wellness program that was really aimed at changing the face of wellness, kind of changing what's perceived as the whiteness of wellness. A lot of times the wellness culture, especially when it comes to luxury, is seen as only being or catering to a certain race of people or being done by a certain race of people. You don't often see a wellness retreat that is, all Black, and not only all Black, but actually using people who are native to the location. So all of her practitioners are well-versed, well-studied world travelers who've lived other places but have come back to give back and settle in their home in Antigua. And so it's really unique in that way. And she also created it because of the social unrest that has occurred that's really turned the world on its head. So for her, being a Black British woman, she was still heavily affected by George Floyd's murder and everything that was going on. And it's because of that she felt like she wanted to use, this camp that she already had with her husband, Paul, and they wanted to come together and create this intentional wellness program that was aimed at really helping people of the African diaspora, like across the world, have a place to come and be intentional about disconnecting and about our wellness. Because in the Black community, no matter where you are, mental health and that kind of self-care is oftentimes something that is just overlooked, and it doesn't happen in our communities like it should. So we do carry this extra burden and this extra weight just of everything that's happening in the world. And she wanted to do something about it. And this is what she came up with. This new Naturally Wow Wellness is the name of her program.
Naturally Wow. That sounds awesome. What kind of things did you do at the resort?
Ooh, so many things, Leah. There's so many things. And honestly, it completely was beyond my expectations. So we met and had a discussion, and she ended up inviting me to come and check it out because I am a content creator and a travel writer, to see if I can, she wanted me to share it with my audience. My target demographic is the demographic she wants to reach. And so I was like, sure. And what do I need? We are in a pandemic. I hadn't flown since February. I've been only doing small road trips and things like that, but I had not been out of state even, let alone on a plane. So, we talked through what COVID looked like there and the risk and all of that, and decided that it was something I could do. So they have all kinds of amazing treatment. So you get beach massages. She has a therapist who does Reiki. So I had my first Reiki session. I had a mountain hike. We tried to hike to the tallest point in Antigua. I wasn't able to complete the hike just because I'm not trained for that kind of elevation, even though I hike pretty often here. I've been on flat land since February, so it was a little much for me. I didn't finish it, but it was still awesome and beautiful. And after my mountain hike, I had a rainforest massage, which was hands down the most relaxing massage I've ever had. They took me to this place called Wallings Dam, which is, it's up in the mountains, it's in the rainforest. The massage therapist met us up there, and he laid everything out. He set up his table literally in the rainforest. So I have a picture on my Instagram, or actually it's a video. You can see it. And it's this huge tree we're at the base of. And then there's water from this dam that's built up at the top of this mountain. And it's just serene. And all you hear are the animals, the birds, the wind going through the trees. He had a little Bluetooth speaker. So there's some light, like soft meditative music. And then he's got his oils. And he's also actually trained in capoeira, the Brazilian African martial arts form. So I don't know if you've ever seen it, but they kind of, their movements are very fluid. And so as he's massaging me, I didn't even know this till I saw the video. And he's like moving all these fluid movements. He's literally like dancing on my back with his arms.
What?
And I absolutely fell asleep. It was so relaxing. And it's like a lot of degrees cooler up in the mountains. So it's like cool. It's not hot. The bugs weren't bothering us. It was perfection. I was like, and because I'm the first one to try any of this out. And I told him, I was like, that rainforest hike is like, that's everything. I don't know. You might not get rid of people if you offer that to people. They also we did beach yoga. She has an awesome yoga instructor named Karen, who's actually Dominican, but now lives and teaches dance and yoga in Antigua. She studied in India, like she's for real deal. And she was amazing. She got me to do poses I've never been able to hold. Wow. And so I was really proud of that. And she said, it's probably just because you're so relaxed and in tune right now with your setting that your body is just letting you do its thing. We also did Pilates on the beach. They have something called cardio drumming, which was really cool and new to me. And then I also had like a circuit training because she has a personal trainer named Donnie on the team also. So Donnie's who did my hike, and also he does the cardio drumming and he did circuit training too. And then they also threw in a steel pan drum session, which was like one of the most fun things I've ever done in my life. They brought in one of the steel pan students from the area, and she taught me a song. She taught me One Love by Bob Marley.
Oh, that's so awesome.
It was 7 days of complete bliss. I can't, every day it was just a complete adventure. And I never knew, they didn't share the itinerary with me kind of intentionally. So every day it's like, what are we going to do today?
Wow. Were you with like a group or alone? What does that look like?
I was completely solo. I am the very first person to go through the Naturally Wild Wellness retreat.
Oh, I didn't catch that part.
Yeah, I was the guinea pig, if you will, and a very willing one.
So what's the verdict?
Oh, I mean, resounding heck yes. Everyone should experience this. And I did give them just feedback about the cadence of things, the order of things, adding some things here and there, that I thought would be helpful, like some type of cathartic experience, maybe to have people like write something and share it or burn it or, say goodbye to it, just some kind of something. Because when you're that relaxed and in tune and out of touch with the rest of the world, it left me with a lot of thoughts and a lot of emotions. Like I had a lot of long walks by myself. I woke up at sunrise every single morning, not on purpose. I just did, which is not my norm. And walk the beach because the beach was literally like 30 feet from my tent, Wow. So I would walk the beach and just have those moments. The same at night because we had a couple of nights of full moon. And I just think you want to cultivate that time to really let people kind of tap into whatever that is they're feeling.
What did you do with all of those thoughts when you got home? Like, did they turn into action? Did they dissolve? What happened then?
That's a really great question since we are, we're just a couple of weeks back at the time of this recording. I got back on December 7th. And so it's barely been, a week, a little over a week since I've gotten back. This is all fresh.
So nice.
I would say It did make me say I wanted to be really intentional about my health and healthy habits. And, I feel like I started the year off strong, then COVID, then it got strong again because COVID, because I had anything else to do. And I had a great routine. It's just been ebbs and flows, but not consistent. But I felt so good doing those things, being, even more active and just, the meditation, the yoga, the Pilates, like I like doing those things. So it definitely made me want to continue them. Even the way I ate while I was there, they catered my meals. Paul was actually an executive chef who has cooked for the British royal family before. So my meals were amazing. And he fixed me a lot of fish. Some meals were vegetarian, were plant-based. It was a mix of things because he kind of heard me mention that I had started that journey. So since I've been back, I've been doing really good about staying on that journey. I bought fish and did a marinade that he kind of taught me and told me how he did it. So I kind of felt like I brought a piece of the island back with me. But I hope that, and it's my plan to continue the intentional part, like about every day, just carving out that time for gratitude and that time to like do something, no matter which element of this it is. I want to be intentional about my wellness and about being still. Like so much came to me when I just literally sat there looking at the Caribbean Sea. And I'm not still when I'm home because I'm working. I'm looking for the next thing to do.
Yeah. Like trying to keep yourself stimulated and like, oh, what's the next thing? I am the same exact way. Yeah, that sounds pretty transformative.
What one really neat thing was that, which is unique to my experience, it won't be like this for everyone else because, other travelers are going to come, it'll be the small group and people will go through a lot of these things together. But because of this unique situation, because we're in COVID, they don't have consistent bookings right now. I was there, and then each night a different member of the team would stay in one of the other tents. So I was never on the ground completely by myself at night, which allowed me time to really get to know everybody. And we shared and talked and opened up about just our life experiences and how different and similar they are and some of the things we've experienced. And I think I learned from them, but a lot of them felt inspired by me, which I didn't expect, but I was so inspired by them. And it was confirmation really that I'm in my purpose and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I guess a little backstory on that. So this year for me has been, as it is for everyone, it's been especially tough. I mean, I got laid off at the very start of COVID. I have been working for 17 years in corporate. The blog was a side thing. So when that happened, then my mother had surgery, and then I was a full-time caregiver. I'd never been in that scenario. And then we got through that hump. And then, my savings were starting to run out because now we're getting into 6 months of that. Mm-hmm. And it's like, okay, what are we going to do? Because I'm not finding work. And I decided I would just give this my best shot and see what I could do, in this time. And if this was something I could do and sustain myself. So I've questioned, of course, am I doing the right thing? Am I doing the right thing? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? And in those moments while I was there, I just kept getting a resounding, yes, you are. And it's not going to always be this tough. Just keep going, just keep going. So it definitely felt like confirmation for me.
Did you feel like coming back, you had a stronger sense of inner guidance?
Absolutely. I absolutely did. I credit a lot of that to that Reiki session. That's definitely was new for me. I have crystals and stuff like that I got on my trip to Sedona last year, but I'm not one of those people that's like super into that stuff, or, reading astrology. Like, that's not me, but I do think there's definitely spiritual energy and guidance. I'm Christian, but I do still believe in like spirituality and our connection to earth and to the universe. So that was really great. I didn't even know I was going to get to have that session. And this young lady, Khadijah, who joined the team, she literally just joined the team in October. And she's American. She moved from Boston to Antigua. Her father's Antiguan. And she's a licensed massage therapist, but she also is a Reiki therapist. So she was like, would you like a Reiki session? I can do that for you. And I was like, heck yeah, like this has been on my list of things I wanted, to try. And so in that session with the, going through all the different chakras and all that stuff, like I actually felt things. I got it. It meant something to me. And she had me say these affirmations with each one. And it's hard to even verbalize what it did for me. It's like it just opened up and unlocked something. So I came back feeling like I could do anything.
Wow. And for those who don't know what a Reiki session would look like, could you just paint a picture?
Sure. So I am by no means an expert at all. So I may get some terminologies wrong, but basically it's like an alternative therapy. They call it energy healing. And I know that originated in Japan, but they go through. You have what are called chakras, these different energy locations throughout your body that start from the top of your head to your feet. And so as they go through each of the chakras, there's a different crystal that she placed on me. And she had this like a Tibetan singing bowl. And we would like say these mantras or affirmations rather, just about like, related to that chakra, like the one that's about your healing or things like that are related to your mind. You're just re-empowering yourself with like positive things. So as she says them, she rings the bowl over you and over the crystal, and you like feel that energy literally vibrate through that part of your body.
So now that you're home and it's only, like you said, it's only been a week or so, what now? You said you're going to try and be intentional. What kind of habits are you going to adopt now that you've had this experience?
That I definitely have already started and going to continue down my pescatarian-ish journey. I say ish because every now and then I still give in to the chicken, but just from a health standpoint, cutting back on sugar. I had something there called bush tea, which is something that the locals drink and make. And it's basically herbal tea. And they told me what was in it. And she said it was fever grass. And I was like, okay, I don't know what that is. But when I looked it up, fever grass is actually lemongrass. And they use green tea and some other herbs, like all things I already knew, turmeric, that kind of stuff. I was like, oh, well, I could be doing that every morning, fixing my own tea with my, natural honey, because they do it for wellness and to boost their immune systems. So that kind of stuff, I'm like back to doing that, back to eating better, doing my herbal tea. Definitely the fitness thing. I actually am on my way to Five Below when we hang up, because they have exercise balls for $5 and some resistance bands. And I want to do a lot of the things Donnie showed me that I can easily do myself for my circuit training.
Makes me want to go to a yoga class so bad.
Yeah, and I definitely am gonna start back doing some yoga, virtually. I'm not going to like group classes in person, but I have a yoga mat. There's zero reason I can't do this at home. I asked Karen if she'll let me FaceTime her sometime.
That's awesome.
Yes. But I'll definitely find, some yoga that I can do online, and Pilates too, because I forgot how much I really liked it.
Be sure to check out Lauren's adventures on Instagram at Outdoorsy Diva. Links are in the show notes. Thank you for listening to this episode of Wander by Proxy. For show extras and a little bit more to satisfy your travel bug, follow Wander by Proxy on Instagram at Wander by Proxy Podcast. Episodes of Wander by Proxy will now continue to roll out every other Wednesday, so be sure to subscribe and follow to catch episode 17, Dreaming in Spanish.